Rich from Muskegon, Michigan. He said, what do you make of this story about Dave Portnoy being banned from Ohio State week 1? Can you break out Pate State Investigates and get to the bottom of it? Well, there's already been a lot of investigative journalism about this today, Rich. Now, if you are unaware of what we're talking about here, Dave Portnoy runs Barstool, built Barstool. I think it's fair to say he leans Michigan. I think it's fair to say. Recently acquired by Fox to appear on Big Noon Kickoff, which is their counter-programming to College Game Day. As you can imagine, you're looking at Dave Portnoy. This doesn't exactly sit well with certain institutions in the Big Ten. So earlier today, Front Office Sports reported that Ohio State was banning him from their stadium, which is noteworthy because, to give you a little inside football, the way that these pregame shows work and the way it'll work Saturday is anytime they're at a noon kickoff game, a lot of times what they like to do is set up outside the stadium, do their first hour as they normally would outside the stadium. But then because the game's going to be starting and all the crowd that they use to basically provide the ambiance is going to go in the stadium, they go inside the stadium for the final 30 minutes or hour of programming. They have an entirely different set built in the stadium. So Fox does that, ESPN does that. They'll both be there Saturday. I assume that they'll both do that. I know Fox will. It's a Fox game, and I assume ESPN will as well. But anyway, I digress. What's happening here is some people at Ohio State looked around and said, Portnoy's coming in our stadium? Over our dead body he is. And Front Office Sports reported that. Okay, then Dave Portnoy calls one of his classic emergency press conferences, and he says, yeah, they banned me, and they also banned the Barstool pregame show. They have their own separate pregame show that emanates from various campi, plural of campus, across the country. And then Ross Dellinger swoops in, like Shawn Michaels on the zip line at, WrestleMania 12, I believe. And it was in Anaheim. Anyway, he comes in and he says, nope. More breaking news, according to Ross Bjork, the AD at Ohio State, and according to Fox themselves, this was a network decision. Fox just decided, hey, our protocol is for guys who are going to be at the desk at the end of the show. Those are the ones who are credentialed, go inside the stadium, they're on the field, and we didn't plan on Dave being on camera at that point, so we weren't going to have him in there either way. Much ado about nothing, right? Yeah. So I heard about this last week. This was brewing last week. I didn't say anything on air about it because I didn't really think it was a topic for the show. I was not surprised when I saw this headline pop up today. So what do we have here? Well, we have what Fox banked on. That's what we have. Fox looked around. They said College Game Day got a lot of juice right now. College Game Day went and got Pat McAfee. I don't really particularly care what you think about him. The results, the added viewership, the traffic, the attention, the profile of that show has increased. Net result of Pat McAfee being on air. They said, how do we respond to that? They thought to themselves, Dave Portnoy. It's a good, solid chess move, right? The problem is Dave Portnoy is not looked at nearly as fondly across the Big Ten, maybe as Pat McAfee would be looked at across the SEC, because there's no allegiance that Pat has to any SEC program, and there is definite, unapologetic, cut your chest open with a machete and bleed maize and blue type allegiance that Dave has with Michigan. We'll get back to the video 1 second. Do me one quick favor, look down, make sure you're subscribed. Most of you are. If you're not, please do so. It's the way we keep the channel free, we keep the videos coming, and we get to do college football year-round as God intended. All right, as promised, back to the video. This is not the football business. This is the entertainment business. This is what you banked on if you're Fox. Fox knew pulling this string they were about to piss off most of the Big Ten. They did it anyway. They did it anyway. And you know what the worst thing to do now would be to back off of it. No, you made your decision, you ride with it. Ryan Day, for instance, I know hates this. I would if I were him. I don't think it's soft. Okay, a lot of people said, "Oh, this is soft. This is such a soft move." You'd do the same thing if you were them. If you listen to a guy trash you, if you listen to a guy call you Crying Day over and over again, then found out, oh, our media partner hired him for their pregame show, huh? You think you'd just sit back and say, oh well. I think you pretend like you'd say that. You wouldn't say that. You'd be just as petty and small as they are. I don't even know that I call it small. So I think both of the trade-offs here, both sides of it are fair. Fox wants to roll the dice. Fox wants to show a new side of themselves and put Portnoy on air. That's a gamble. It's a risk. It's edgy for a reason. You don't get to make those high-risk decisions without any risk. Part of the risk is you're going to make some people mad, and they're going to try and pull stuff like this. So if I'm okay with you making the hire, I'm okay with the counter to that. It's all entertainment. It's all the entertainment business. Dave's not taking the field Saturday at kickoff. Okay, so it's not affecting the football game. So as long as it's not affecting the football game, that means it has nothing to do with football. It has to do with entertainment. And for as much as you may hate this, like if you're Ryan Day, if I were Ryan Day, as much as I may hate this, as much as it may really, really aggravate me that this is even a thing that's on my radar that I have to worry about, that I am worried about, I'm making $10+ million a year because I'm in the entertainment business. I am making $10+ million a year because of the attention that this stuff gets. And trust me, it's not always your zone blocking scheme that attracts the eyeballs. It's the spectacle of it all. It's the tradition, it's the pageantry, it's the storylines, maybe some stuff that you could do with or without. But I guarantee you, when you look at that check you cash, when Ross Bjork, when any AD out there, when any administrative type, when any assistant coach, when you look at those checks you cash, those extra few zeros, I'm not saying it's because Dave Portnoy brought them to the table, but because of that culture, because of the fact that it exists, because of that entire ecosystem, you get to live the life you live. This is the trade-off. So he trashes Ohio State. They put him on TV. You don't want him anywhere near you. That's all fair to me. That was my takeaway. It's all fair to me. I'm just ready to kick off Saturday. That's an 11 a.m., 11:15 a.m., 11:30 a.m. thing. I'm ready for 12 p.m. That's what I'm ready for.